What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of I'm Just Saying, where we're helping you see it different so you can live it different. And you know me, by now I like to just hop right into it. So, raise your hand if you tend to overthink, replay the same scenarios, and worry. Okay. Now, raise your hand if that same overthinking, worrying, it doesn't do anything but make you feel worse. Okay, me too. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. The back and forth, the faith, the fear, and the vision in the moment you suddenly just lock the fuck. Lately, I have been in a really rough, weird type of space. I've had these plans, these visions, and honestly, it seems like nothing is going to plan. Like nothing is going the way I imagine it to. I'll start something. I haven't stopped anything, but I'll start it. I'll do what I gotta do. I'll revamp, go back, redo it. Like, has honestly put me in this space in place of worrying, overthinking, trying to just replay these different scenarios to see, okay, am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it right? Is this right? Should I do this? Should I do that? And we all know that that is really, honestly, not a really good feeling. And it can leave you feeling very depleted, very anxious, very, what the fuck am I doing? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Was this the right step to take? And it just gets overwhelming very fast. That's kind of the space that I've been in lately. Last episode, we talked about the amygdala. This episode, I want to talk about the limbic system and honestly how it can just hijack your entire system. I feel like we're in a culture where hustling, motion. I hear this word motion. I got motion, type shit. And honestly, I feel like in this day and age, we've become addicted to this motion. And in my head, when I'm thinking motion, I'm thinking two things. I'm thinking of the motion that everybody else is talking about, but I'm also thinking of how honestly, to me, that feels like, and we have to constantly keep moving, hustling, fucking doing, fixing, chasing things. That to me makes me feel and realize that us as a species, as humans, and specifically Black people, we have equated stillness to being unsafe. When we're giving like that vision or that thing to do, if things are not adding up, it automatically makes you want to do something. Okay, what can I do to fix this? How can I fix that? What can I do to do? Think that that's helping, but honestly, that is our mind in fight or flight mode. That is our limbic system, our emotions, trying to have it all figured out and then prompting us to go and do something about it. Because to us, rest, meditation, being still, prayer, sometimes we don't feel like that is what needs to be fit into that box. And then even with that, I feel like that is what makes our mind try to figure it all out, try to process it, and honestly try to control what's next. And it is that way of life and thinking that honestly is what puts us in these very anxious spaces and spots in the first place. Because our mind, our limbic system, our emotions, they were never meant to do the job of consciousness, of faith. Our minds and our limbic system is made for processing sensory input. How am I feeling today? Is it hot outside? Not us trying to, okay, how is this going to turn out? What can I do to avoid this or prevent this from happening? Those are not the things that the mind can control. But because we've convinced ourselves this is a cycle that we found ourselves in over and over and over. It like kind of brings you to a turning point. It brings you to the war between what you know the vision is and what you can physically see out in the real world. So it's like you have the vision, you have the feeling, you know that you're destined for greatness and know that you're going to do great things, but yet you started on this journey and now the shit is not adding up how you thought it would. You're not seeing any physical evidence. Maybe the client didn't call you back. You lost your best friend. You lost your job. You're wondering how the fuck am I going to pay this, or that. It's just a whole culmination of things. And that, of course, since we are humans, that can instantly put us in a panic mode of like, again, like that, what am I gonna do? What do I need to do? What can I do? It can kind of feel like almost like the damn Tasmanian devil is just running in and out of your mind, because it feels like it's all happening so quickly in here, but out here it's like, you know, what the fuck is going on? When am I going to get to that next thing? And it's like, you're definitely not who you were or where you used to be, but you're also not where you know you're going to end up. And that can leave a feeling of void, a feeling of hopelessness, helplessness, and just anxiety, depression. It can lead to so many things. I feel that. Like, I've had so many days where I'm just like, okay, was this the right thing to do? Should I have put all my eggs in this basket? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this doing what I needed to do? And that has in turn led me to think like, my mind truly does not feel safe in stillness. My mind does not feel safe if it cannot figure out that next thing. It will place me in a panic mode, and I will just go along with that panic mode, just thinking it's right, all because of my body felt the need to, it felt like it was in danger. My mind felt like it was in danger because I started overthinking, I started worrying, so that made my mind and body feel like it had to do something. Once we do finish all that overthinking, worrying, replaying the same scenarios, it leads me back to my initial question, love. Like, did that make you feel better though? You know? And it doesn't. And that in itself makes me believe and come to understand that that whole portion, that whole cycle of the overthinking, over worrying, replaying those same scenarios, it's played out. Like, there has to be something else that I'm missing if I've been given the vision. I've been told to stop worrying. I've been told to have the faith. But yet, because I'm not seeing it out here on social media, where, you know, we live in this day and age where everything has to come together like right now, or else you're not doing it right. It makes you truly question yourself. It makes you question everything, your being, yourself, your vision, your, you know, what the fuck am I doing here kind of thing. And we all know that's not a good feeling. That war, that back and forth, that war between the mind and the heart, it becomes very serious. What it has begun to mean to me, and again, when I say locking in, I'm not meaning hustle hard. I'm not meaning go get the motion. I'm not meaning go chase and do this. Locking in for me means that there will be some times where I doubt some shit, but I also keep going. It means I am choosing knowing. I am choosing faith over needing proof of the outside world. It means I'm moving from survival to embody that. The things that I'm speaking out loud, these affirmations, these daily actions that I'm taking towards my goal, those aren't just hopes and dreams or maybes. Those are orders. Those are declarations. Those are the momentum slowly building up to bring me that said thing. Because all of that overthinking, it has done nothing but make us a slave to our minds. The analyzing, the overthinking, the trying to figure it out. The mind was never meant to lead. The mind was never meant to control. That is the job of consciousness. That is the job of faith. That is the job of God. In the words of a good friend of mine, let God cook. Oftentimes, we ask God for something, we ask Source for something, and we want it tomorrow. But it's like, damn, did you want a Happy Meal? Or did you want a motherfucking steak and lobster? Like, because one of them take a little bit more time than the other. And it's also just the fact that, did you have faith? You know, did you lock in with the vision? Because to me, in what I'm seeing and just realizing now, if that was true, what would it be to overthink about? What would it be to constantly replay these same scenarios over and over and over again if we truly had faith? If we were truly locked in with that knowing, with that purpose, with that higher plan that we know is going to come to pass? Why do we do that then? And it's because of that limbic system. It's because of our brain trying to protect us and us giving it this huge job of, okay, yeah, you figure out how I'm gonna do this, you figure out when it's gonna happen, and you figure out how quick you can make it happen. Do you not know? That is why we be feeling so crazy, so anxious, so depressed, so overworked, so burnt out, because we've given our minds and bodies a job that was supposed to be God's job. When they say to cast the burden onto God, when they say to give it to God, I don't think we're taking that seriously enough. Because if we would speak something once and literally detach from it, I guarantee you it would come to pass. If at first there was the word, and once God spoke, a literal world was created, and we come from God, we're God's sons and God's daughters. So we have that same creation and flow of embodiment within us. Why would that be something that we take lightly? Why do we think that when we say something, it just falls on deaf ears? Or, oh, maybe if I say it like this would be what to do. Or maybe if I say it like this and then do this would be what to do it. But no. What we're lacking is our faith. And maybe sometimes we forget the definition of faith, because maybe I do too. So let's think about it. What is faith? Faith is the evidence of things not seen. Let me say that again. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. So if you're not seeing something out here, that means that faith is the evidence. Your belief, your knowing, your solidity in that fact is what's the evidence. But for some reason, we've convinced ourselves that the evidence is what I can see. And if I can't see it, then it's not real. And if I can't see it and it's not real, that means I have to think about how I can make it real. And the cycle starts again. Okay, so by now, I know y'all are like, okay, Sam, we get it. We heard you. We felt you on the spiral, the fear, the locking in. But let's also talk about the how. Like, when the life is still lifing and the vision is still visioning, how do we actually lock in with that? So as I wrap this episode up, let's kind of get into that. And these are steps that I, for one, had to learn and am also still implementing and utilizing in real life as well. So, number one, as you probably know by now, you have to decide that you're locking in. Like, and suddenly I just locked the fuck in. Like, you have to have that click. And you have to be firm on it. You decide. You decide that no matter what, I'm locked in with the vision. Two, limit the input and protect the vision. What I mean by that is, with us living in this very social media type of world, and also we have friends that we want to tell, we have family that we want to share our visions with, we have opinions that we think we should get on what we should do next. But oftentimes that comparison, that doom scrolling, that asking other people how they feel, it puts you in this very kind of confused type of place. Too many opinions, too much input on what you're truly doing with your life is not the way, because oftentimes it just leaves us scattered and confused. Three, build consistency and devotion around the vision. Like, even if it's just 5 minutes a day when you wake up, it really doesn't matter. Like, have a set time or amount of time that a day that you are devoting to sitting in the feelings of the vision. You working towards the vision. You simply praying, like, yes, like, this is me, this is it type of thing. Like, something to get your mind focused on that daily and build that, momentum. Or, and this is a big one, because of course we're still in the midst of the things, we're still in that in-between time, that void. So the resistance, the doubt, the confusion, the fear is still going to pop up. But now we're in a space where we can let the resistance be our teacher. We don't have to wonder is this the right thing? We don't have to wonder those things anymore, because now we understand that those thoughts are just the old wiring trying to come back. So this is the time where we engage that compassion, where we engage that reassurance, because it's okay to reassure ourselves. It's okay to speak kindly and compassionate to ourselves. Like, what part of me is still afraid? Talk to that person, but don't look at it as like, okay, this is something I should stop, because it's the exact opposite. These are just the old things. And you can even say something like, affirmations that I want to leave us with is: one, my relationship with spirit, with God, is my source to inner peace. Two, I claim and exercise my sovereignty by making a different choice. Three, I allow myself to create joy in my uncertainty and moments of darkness. And the last one, the one that I feel is most powerful, I don't need to know the how. I just need to know the vision, trust what's being built in silence, and I'm already becoming who it's meant for. Now that one is a little long, but it's very empowering. I think often for me, when that fear does come up, when I do say the things to disempower that, or to remind it what I'm doing, 8 times out of 10, I feel better. Now, if I'm not feeling better, there's something else that needs to be done, maybe a little prayer. And then you can also try things like journaling, meditating, just to kind of get those thoughts out on paper. So you can just break it down a little more, but don't let it stay in your mind. Letting it out and expressing it, so it has that feeling, and it just has that feeling of being expressed, so it doesn't have to stay within and grow to be something else that it's not. 5, last step, move like it's yours, because locking in is energetic. And it's an active type of thing. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, this is not we just have a one time, one vision and a one off, and let it be that. No, this is us actively working, actively moving, actively devoting, and being there present daily with the vision. Like, this is us moving from the place of, okay, what would the healed me do, the 100% healed me do, or what would the business owner me do? Like, what would the, like, think, try to make decisions from like your future self, not the scared you, not the doubtful you. Even if there's you taking time to get grounded and centered on that energy first, and like, okay, what would be the smart thing to do for XYZ kind of thing. And with that, like, I feel like once we implement those 5 things, we pretty much got it. Like, what can stop you if you locked in on something? And just think about that for a second. Like, it's not one thing that you can think of that you put your mind truly to that has not come to pass. And like, what an amazing fucking blessing is that? So yeah, so I'm to the point where instead of us trying to manage our life like a to-do list, instead of us trying to control how this happened, when this is gonna happen, how this person acts, what this person's gonna do, we need to start to trust our beings. We need to trust in God. We need to trust in source, in spirit, in the universe to bring these things to pass. We need to trust that what we're doing is not falling on deaf and void ears and places. Because if that's the case, then what we're doing is transactional. And that in itself is still not having faith. Every subject is 2 subjects. It is the wanted and the not wanted. And oftentimes, I don't think we're realizing that when we're replaying these old scenarios or replaying these bad situations, that belief is rooted in the lack of the thing. So even with that, it makes sense why our visions are not coming to pass, because we think we're thinking about it, but honestly, we're thinking about the lack of it. And that is why the lack of it continues to persist. This week is about that decision. It's about showing up daily. It's about locking in with the vision and having faith. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having it all together, because people look at me sitting here doing this podcast, YouTube, smiling and shit with my affirmations, and they thinking that I'm not going through shit. They thinking I'm not going through shit, or I haven't gone through shit, or I don't know what the shit looks like. But I'm literally only on here able to give you this because, baby, the tests are very here and present daily. I don't know what tomorrow gonna look like, but I have to show up anyway. I have to have the faith, the knowing that everything is working out for me. Period. I'm ready to truly commit to my becoming. I'm ready to move forward in that knowing, in that certainty. And I'm ready to be the version of myself that can know and handle it all. Because at the end of the day, God is waiting on us to decide and stand firm in that. Imagine that the vision that God gives you is a vacation. You take your vacation into the travel agent's office. You're ready to go. You got your bags packed. And you're like, yeah, the ship leave at 2. And you're like, no, dang, I thought it was going to leave at 1. That's bad timing. Let me come back. Then you come back, like, okay, all right, well, the itinerary changed. To be like, damn, the itinerary changed a little bit. I don't know if I can go. Okay, let me just come back. Okay, well, this person can't go with you no more. Like, damn, that was my homie. So the itinerary done changed. My homie can't go no more. The time done changed. I don't think I can do this. Okay. You talk yourself back up again. Like, okay, All right, so the itinerary done changed. Your homie can't go no more. The time done changed, and now the price done went up a little bit. Like, damn. See, stuff just keep happening. I don't think I want to do this no more. I don't think I want to do this no more. So you leave again. You talk yourself back up, like, I just really, 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 really want to go on this vacation. All right, so you go back into the office. Like, okay, I'm ready now. Imagine the travel agents looked at you and it's just like, but are you sure though? Because you don't walk back and forth up in here about 4 or 5 times. I don't even know if I even want to just give you a ticket no more. That's how God feels. That is how God and Spirit feels, the way we just go back and forth, 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 back and forth. Because if you've been given the vision and you have that feeling, that knowing, that's not something that's fake. That is the realest real that you can ever get. But yet we've convinced ourselves, because that's something I can't see right now, it just can't be what I was meant to do. Like, there has to be a mistake. But yet we continue to ask God for reassurance. We continue to ask God for a sign. You want to know what God do? And the unconditional love that we are all given, we continue to get the signs. We continue to get the reassurance. But yet that's still not good enough. It's still not good enough for us. We still want to overthink, overanalyze, replay the scenario. And God just sits back, okay, I'm just gonna wait on them to, let me know when they're ready to do the damn thing. And that makes me laugh, because I know I'm not the only one who has had a vision or a plan. And most of our visions we've had for a very long time. Some visions that more than likely could have come to pass by now if we were locked in with the faith, with the vision, not with the hustle, not with the emotion, because we know how to do that. We know how to hustle and motion our ass off. But do we know how to lock in with our faith, with our trust? Do we know how to let God cook on our behalf and not for no fucking Happy Meal? That's where I'm at with it. I am to the point to where I've hustled, I've did the motion, I've had the 2 jobs, I've done it all. I've lost the friends, I've lost the jobs, I've lost the cars, I've lost the houses. I've done all of that. But you want to know what's been missing this entire time? My faith. My moving forward and certainty. I don't give a damn what it looks like out here. Because if God is telling me not to worry constantly, if God is telling me it's going to work out, who am I to keep questioning that? And then wonder why I haven't received a blessing. Well, baby, did you did you have faith long enough to let it happen for you? To let it come to pass? More than likely, no. But that's okay. Because just like God knows the vision, God knows who we truly are in the battles that we're going to go through as well. And what a blessing. What a blessing to be constantly reassured and given signs and provided help and resources and creativity to continue. Because not only is that vision real for you, but it's real for Spirit too. Everything that we want, literally Source wants us to have. And I am so thankful for that. And that is why I can sit here now and still smile at this camera. That is why I can sit here now and continue to push out these episodes, push out these shirts, wear my affirmations, say my affirmations that truly mean so much to me. Because these are not things that I'm hoping for, dreaming about. These are demands, commands, declarations. And I am so excited to continue to create, to elevate, to revolutionize my life. Because all of this and shit that was going on, that was based off the previous saying. So I can't be upset that the previous saying made all these decisions and now I'm having to work my way out of them. It just is what it is. Yes, a little extra effort is needed. Yes, a little more faith is needed. Yes, some consistency, dedication, and devotion is needed. You said you wanted something new, right? Okay. So that means let's do some new shit. Let's continue to create and aid ourselves in that new and abundant place and space that we're moving into. That's it for this episode. I hope this has helped y'all the way that it continues to help me. When y'all look at me, please don't think I'm perfect. I'm just here living life and just happen to be sharing it and telling it to y'all. So if you noticed by now, yes, a new shirt does mean a new episode. Yes, the shirts are for sale. I really appreciate all the support I have received thus far. Every like, every subscriber, every comment. It truly makes my heart filled with so much love, so much community, so much reverence for just what I am building. I couldn't be happier about that. So again, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, if this episode helped you, like, share, subscribe, share with a friend, share with a family member, and also share what you're locking in the comments. Bye.